What will COVID-19 do to our public schools, and for that matter, to our teachers and to our students and to the parents when the kids get home and make them sick? This is a mess. Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Got a whole bunch of people in the United States who are very concerned that they don't want to die. They don't want to get a virus that's going to cause them a lifetime of stroke or dementia or kidney damage or liver damage or heart damage or brain damage or, I mean, fill in the blanks, right? Lung damage. And on the other hand, you've got, well, these emails that I'm continuously getting from FreedomWorks, the group that the Kochs helped start and that, brought us the Tea Party, saying, Thomas, it's time to open the country. Just going on and on and on, about this kind of thing. It's turning into quite the debate. How do we do this? What do we do? Where are the standards? Why is it that every other country in the world has standards for, what schools should do if they're going to open, what businesses should do if they're going to open? Remington Gregg is on the line with us. He's the Counsel for Civil Justice and Consumer Rights at Public Citizen. Citizen.org is the website. His Twitter handle, is R.A. Gregg with 2 G's or 3 G's, G-R-E-G-G. Remington, welcome to the program. Tell us your thoughts on we've got workers in the food supply, we've got teachers. Let's start there.
Well, it's good to be here. Mitch McConnell and Republicans are saying that, yes, we need to open up the economy. We're doing it fast. We're doing it pretty unsafely. And while also doing that, they want to immunize businesses from coronavirus-related lawsuits, meaning that if you are a worker, if you are a consumer, and a business took unreasonable, unsafe practices, conduct, and you contracted coronavirus and either got sick or died, they want to immunize those businesses from being able to sue. It's pretty amazing, the breadth and the scope of this type of proposal.
I just got an email from Adam Brandon, who is the big cheese over at FreedomWorks, the thing that brought us the Tea Party and Koch brothers. And it says my name, and then lockdown leftists are looking for any excuse to reinstate their economically devastating lockdown order, and the fake news media is doing everything they can to give them one, even though the coronavirus mortality rate keeps declining. Don't let them get away with it. That's in all caps with an exclamation mark. Please send your governor a message. Tell him to do everything they can to protect our most vulnerable citizens and, in all caps, keep America open. The fake news media has done nothing but praise Governor Andrew Cuomo for his draconian lockdown measures. But what they always fail to report is that Cuomo's own survey found that 66% of hospitalized patients were literally at home when they got infected. This, and then it goes on from here. I mean, how in the face of this, when FreedomWorks is saying this, that the billionaires and all the business groups are basically promoting this. How do we push back against this?
Yeah. Well, they're doing it for a very simple reason. It's profits. They want to open up. They want to be able to force workers back. Because remember, once businesses reopen, you can no longer stay on unemployment. So you have to then make a choice, either go back to an unsafe workplace or lose your job. And what we're seeing, let's just put to the side all of the people who have been getting sick because they were at amusement parks and rallies and all these sorts of things. Let's look at the meatpacking plants, which have a rise in infection rates. Let's look at nursing homes. More than 40% of all coronavirus-related deaths are from workers and from residents in nursing homes. So it's clear that we are not keeping these spaces safe. So what we have to do is obviously, number one, push back against Mitch McConnell and Republicans who are saying that this is the only way to open. Number two, we have to ensure that we are doing what we can to keep these workplaces safe, to ensure that they are, if we are in a workplace, that they are following health guidelines, and simply just making your voice heard. You have to make your voice heard, because if you do this, if Republicans get their wish and they're able to do this, this would paper over the laws of all 50 states. This would be a federal way of removing all state laws related to negligence claims and claims that you bring to keep workplaces and workspaces safe.
Yeah. And, the liability issue is a big one, but there's this larger issue of basically libertarians love to say that they're opposed to government force, or they're opposed to force in all forms, right? But if I'm a low-wage worker and I am living literally paycheck to paycheck, and I'm looking at the possibility of eviction and homelessness, and I'm having a hard time buying groceries, and I certainly can't afford pharmaceuticals or even gas for the car right now, and the one employer who I have a relationship with who's willing to bring me back to work and give me another paycheck says, I'm not going to make it any safer for you working in this retail environment or working in this factory or whatever it may be. It's just going to be the way it's always been. But if you don't come back, I'm going to challenge your unemployment claim and you're going to lose everything. I mean, how is that not force? And why is there no, well, I get why there's no federal protection. The billionaires basically own the show. But how do Republicans think that they can survive politically, continuing to force people back into the workplace when that means sickness? And let me expand that to schools. I mean, you've got a lot of teachers who are not in their 20s anymore and are looking at going back to school where, the kids are not going to, the percentage of kids who get really, really sick with this syndrome, this Kawasaki syndrome kind of disease is quite small, but they're contagious little buggers. What do we do?
Well, that's a good question, and it's amazing that Republicans continue to push such unpopular policies. And one of the reasons why they do that is because the Chamber of Commerce is very, very powerful and has a lot of money, and this is what they want. They're actually using a pandemic to get what they want. They're using the pandemic as a hook to do what their main organizational goal is to do, which is to limit your access to justice, access to the court system, ability to hold companies accountable. And, when we talk about this, I'm very clear when I talk about this. It's important for workers, it's important for consumers, but this is a civil rights issue as well. This is a gender justice issue. It's a racial justice issue, because we are reopening the economy on the backs of black and brown workers who already are disproportionately impacted by coronavirus. They are dying more, and for all of us who are staying home. And if you continue to reopen the economy and you immunize businesses, there will be even more sickness, even more deaths, and it's not white middle-class America who will be dealing with this. It will be black and brown people. And if we are serious about talking about race, and women, yes, exactly, who make up a large percentage of
teachers,
healthcare types. Exactly. So we have to talk about this broadly, racial justice, gender justice, and how we fulfill the promises of equality.
Yeah. And so, Remington, we only have 20 seconds to a hard break. How do we do that?
You want to say to Mitch McConnell, we oppose this. You want to say to Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, stay strong, don't allow businesses to immunize businesses, and just keep fighting.